This is a presentation for Story Planner, a tool for creating storyboard from start to finish. I'm creating right now a new project. I insert production, title, and episode number for the story that I'm going to create. I can also set the resolution of the canvas that is going to be used to create sketches. This is the first scene that is automatically created. But first I also want to define the camera resolution. I can enter values here, or I can choose a camera among a series of presets. I will use an HD 480 camera. I will set the fit to horizontal, that is to say the way the camera will fit the canvas. The last thing I'm going to decide is in the preferences, the way the duration of the panels is expressed. I will choose seconds and frames. So now I am ready to start the first drawing. I have 4 colors right available in the toolbar. I can change them the way that I prefer at any time. I can also set 4 presets for each tool available for drawing. Now I'm using the pencil. I'm changing one of the presets of the pencil. And then I can start to sketch the first drawing. When the structure of the drawing is done with a pencil, I can select the brush tool, and then I can use the brush tool to trace the drawing. For the final touch, I'm going to use the airbrush to create some shading on the drawing. So this is my first drawing that is being created. I can copy and paste the whole scene so that I can create a second drawing by modifying the first one. I select the face of the character. And then I can flip it. I can reposition it in this way. And now I can modify something inside the drawing. I'm going to erase the mouth and to draw a different mouth. So now I've created 2 drawings. To create the third one, instead of using the sketch, I can import also images from external files. So you see this is the drawing in the third scene. As concerning the captions, you see that I have captions here at the bottom of sketches. I can change the title of the captions. You see that when one title is changed, automatically in all the panels, titles are changed. I can also add other text captions, or I can remove them. And inside the caption, I can simply type text that I can select and format the way that I prefer. I can choose a font, a size, a color, a style, etc. Another thing that I can do is that instead of typing, I can open an external file, for instance the script of my episode, and then I can select and drag and drop text inside the panel. Another type of note that I can add is a sketch note. The sketch note allows me to add an additional drawing. For instance, in this case, I may add a detail of the mouth because I want to be sure that the mouth will contain a clear drawing of the tongue. Now I'm going to load a storyboard with several sketches. You see in this case that this is my storyboard. Now it's made by 10 panels, 10 sketches. You see that I can swap between different views. For instance, I can have a single panel view to have a clearer view of the drawing. I can also have a thumbnails view where I can change the number of thumbnails displayed per row. Now what I'm going to do is to add additional information to the sketches. For instance, I can add the arrow. I swap to the single panel view and I draw an arrow. I can model the arrow the way that I prefer. The arrow is going to indicate some action or something that is happening inside the scene. I can model the arrow the way that I prefer. I can also add a label. Another thing that I can do is to create indication for the camera movements. Just select the camera tool and click and drag to draw the second camera position. You see now I'm going to create this is a zoom in, but if I want to zoom out, all I can do is just to reverse the animation. I can select the camera and move it. I can also rotate or scale the camera at any given moment. You see that arrows are always indicating the way the camera is going to move. I create a camera also in this other sketch here. Also in this case I'm going to reverse the animation because this is going to be a zoom out inside this particular scene. Now I'm going to reorder my storyboard now that all the text and sketches are ready. For instance, I can see that the first 5 drawings, the first 5 panels, all refer to a single scene, so I can join them inside a scene. You can also notice that the numbering of the panels now has changed because now I can read that they all belong to scene number 1. I can do the same with scene number 2 and scene number 3. In this way I can also, by using the split panels, I can also separate panels that I joined in advance. Or I can also move panels by clicking and dragging them. I can also drag them inside a scene so that they will belong to that specific scene. Once the storyboard is defined, the story flow is completed. All the sketches and captions are ready. I have several options for exporting my work. One option is to export sketches. I can choose a location, a file name, and a scene range. Or I can export the scene to Toons to start the actual animation production into Toons. Or I can print my storyboard. When I select the print option, the page layout window opens. Here I can select the different page layouts for printing out my storyboard. For instance, in this case, this is a 2-row, each with 3 storyboard panels. Or I can choose a different one. This one is with has 3 columns. Or if I'm not happy with the layout already available, I can create my own, and later on I can save it. I can decide the page size, the page format, and so on in the page setup window. I can activate the grid and set aside to have some references when creating my element. And then I can drag and drop the elements and I can start composing my page layout. Now I'm adding the captions. My layout is going to have 2 columns. I resize and reposition the elements. I also add the panel number, the duration for the panel. What I can do in this case is to format the way the duration will be displayed. font, size, style, etc. And I can do the same for the panel number. I can also choose a color. Now I can select with Control-click all my elements, and then I can copy and paste them to create the second column. I can add also a page number that will be displayed on each page of my storyboard, printed storyboard. And then I can also add the production title. And I can format it as well. When the layout is ready, I can print out my storyboard also as a PDF. I can assign a name to the PDF file. This is the PDF that has been generated. You see that each page contains 2 panels. So now my storyboard is ready to be exchanged with other studios or with other people working with me.